We're here in Brooklyn with Jen Kellas of the Music Slut, who is going to be our new kind of musical liaison, guidepost, sage. And we're at a really pretty unusual venue. It's underneath the Williamsburg Bridge.
Yeah.
And it's not really a traditional venue.
No, it's a loft somewhere undisclosed in South Williamsburg. And we see a lot of these kind of loft spaces popping up recently, just because a lot of the more traditional spots in New York City have been slowly closing down, so these have been popping up.
And who are we here to see? What will we experience?
We're here to see Chris Garneau. He plays whimsical piano type music. He's been compared to Regina Spektor and Cat Power and Rufus Wainwright and Elliott Smith, actually, also, who has a lot of influence on him. And the music, the lyrics are kind of magical. It's a really pretty, beautiful album.
I love the way you dance. We can work it all out. Don't you miss your chance? The pain will all grow out. I didn't go to see the city. I went to see it around you.
You have like quite a distinct voice, and I wonder if that's just what happens when you sing, or if it's a sound you've worked specifically to craft.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I hope it's always been distinct. I mean, you know, I started singing when I was pretty young, so I hope it sounds different than when I was 12, but, you know, I guess stylistically I've sort of gone from different places over the past 5 or 6 years. And I think, you know, when I first started writing music, things were a bit more epic and more theatrical.
In your own writing?
Right. But, you know, that was really when I started writing music when I was a teenager in high school. So,
like musically or lyrically or both?
Mainly musically, I think. They were really long and really, like, you know, weird and went on all different tangents and didn't really make much sense.
The first album seemed like kind of a frustrating process, just the length of it.
It was, yeah. You know, it took like 3 years to make, and at this point it's like 4 years old. And
has the process been different the second time?
Yeah, yes. It's just a bandmate and I produced it together, Saul, and we went up to New Hampshire in the mountains, like on a lake, and we were just there, like in this family-owned cabin, and recorded everything there for like, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks. Yeah, it's definitely more, just feels a bit more organic and more like we're really making a proper record rather than all over the place kind of thing.
Is mainly the process different, or do you think listeners will notice a different music on the second album?
Yeah, I mean, sonically it's different. There's more going on than, you know, most of Tourists is piano and cello and vocals, with some occasional things here and there. But the new record is you know, much more layered. There's a lot of percussion. More than 50% of the record is percussion, has percussion on it. Just bigger horn arrangements, string arrangements, some electronic beats that we made as well. So it's definitely gonna, you know, it's contrasting from the first record.
You have over 500,000 plays on your MySpace page, and I think I've read where you said that this like era of internet music you think makes it easier for people, especially outside of New York, say, to have access to different and good music.
Yeah.
But I wonder how it works as a business model for you. Are you able to make a living with that type of exposure?
Well, you know, it's getting a little easier, but it's, you know, definitely still a struggle. But I think with the current, you know, sort of broad demographics that I'm able to reach through the internet, you know, just literally around the world, I think it just benefits me in the long run. People can download the album for free wherever they are. But I think there's just such a wider audience anyway that the percentage of people getting it for free versus the people that still buy records hopefully isn't too drastic.
Yeah. You made this decision early when you released the first album to be upfront about being gay. And every story I've read about you mentions it.
Yes, they do.
Do you regret it at all just because it's become almost like this strange focus?
Yeah, it's irritating. I don't necessarily regret it, but I definitely never intended it for it, for it to become a focus. It means it's like this big to me, but it seems to be huge to everyone else. So
I assume this is a pretty exciting time for you with the 2 records coming out in the next few months?
Yeah, it is. It's exciting to have new things for people to hear. Like I said, that stuff is so old now. Like, I feel like I've grown up a bit and have some sort of new things to present, and it's definitely exciting.
Flashlights in delis, drinking on the street. The lights are out in New York City, and it never, ever will be too damn late to run inside of the marketplace.